Yes, sir. In the building. November the 6th, 2025. Media Marcus. I'm your guy running isolation. I won't be here too long tonight. Obviously the football game starts in about 90 minutes. So I'll talk the NFL Thursday night football as well as the rest of the week 10 slate that I'm feeling. There are three specific games that I'm feeling. I got four, not one, not two, not three, but four best bets for you guys. So let's get right into it. Andy of Consulting, What's the Line podcast. And I'll talk some news headlines as well, things that's happening in entertainment. But we'll start off with football. So let's get into it. And we're back. Andy of Consulting presents What's the Line podcast, season 7. I'm your guy, Media Marcus, running the isolation. It's November 6, 2025. Thursday night football coming up. We got the Broncos facing the Raiders. The Broncos are favored by 8.5 points here. This is a Broncos team. Last 10 games, Sean Payton, his last 10 games is a home favorite, 8-2 against the spread. Sean Payton is. So this is a very favorable matchup. So I certainly have a strong lean and a like with the Denver Broncos tonight, minus the 8.5, 9 points. We'll catch just the closing line value only. So that is the best bet here for me on November 6th, 2025. This is, like once I said, again, a Raiders team that's been struggling, obviously, coming from an overtime game. So I have a stat on that as well. But this is a Raiders team in an uphill battle against a Broncos team. Sean Payton, 8-2 against the spread. Last 10 games as a home favorite. And then you also got, this is a really good stat that I got today. Shout out to Mark Lawrence, my guy. Teams playing on Thursday night. Oh, nope, not Thursday night. Teams playing on Thursdays after an overtime game, which the Raiders are in. They are 4-16 against the spread in the last 20 instances. Those are teams playing on Thursdays after an overtime game. Raiders just did that with the Jaguars this past Sunday. Now they're playing on Thursday night. Those teams that play on Thursday night after an overtime game, 4-16 against the spread last 20 instances. You pair that with Sean Payton being 8-2 against the spread the last 10 games as a home fave. I have to like the Broncos in this spot. It's a lot of points in division. We do know that. But I definitely lean with the Broncos. And it is the best bet here for me. It's a like. So it's the best bet here on the What's the Line podcast from your guy, Media Marcus. So go ahead and play that. We'll closing line value only. Game starts at 8:30. We'll just start at 8:15. 5 minutes before is the only time I play these lines. So 8:10 p.m. I'll be playing this line. Denver Broncos minus the 8.5 points. So we got that. We also have RJ Harvey. I already played him over 21.5 rushing yards. It moved up a little bit, 22.5. I'll still play 23.5. I think it's feasible as well. So, but 21.5 is the number I got. 22.5 I would still recommend. It's RJ Harvey I'm talking about. So that's another best bet for me too on this Thursday night football game. We're going to take RJ Harvey over 21.5 rushing yards. I like it up to 22.5. We're also going to take the Denver Broncos minus the points. Closing line value only. That means 5 minutes before the game starts. I'm not placing a bet before then. 5 minutes before the game starts is when I take these spreads. So Denver Broncos, Sean Payton, 8-2 against the spread. His last 10 games is a home favorite. Check. And you got teams playing after an overtime game on Thursday, which the Raiders are 4-16 against the spread the last 20 instances. Not a great spot for the Raiders tonight, but it is a great spot for the Denver Broncos. So we're going to be on Denver Broncos and RJ Harvey over 21.5 rushing yards. Two best bets for me right there on tonight's game. I'll cut those up and clip those up as well once I get out of here. And I'll be here for probably the next 10 minutes or so. I'll say that until I start rambling. But yes, we're here. It is What's the Line podcast. Andy of Consultant. I'm your guy, Media Marcus. So Denver Broncos, Raiders tonight, 8:15 p.m. We'll be on the Broncos. We're already on RJ Harvey over 21.5 rushing yards. All right, the rest of the slate, I haven't deep dived too much. I mean, some of the games that I know I'm going to be on, another best bet for me here. So this is just loaded with best bets. I'm giving you guys what I'm going to be playing this week. Certainly would be the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals are catching 6.5 points versus division rival Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks obviously coming off that big win they did, last week against the Commanders, Sunday Night Football. But it's a Seahawks team that plays very well on the road and not so well at home. So we got that in our favor. The Cardinals, since 2019, 29-13-2 against the spread as a road dog. NFC West road dogs is an automatic play for me. Played the Cardinals on Monday Night Football. Gave that out in the Discord. So that came home. But I'm willing to back the Cardinals here again. Best bet for me, Cardinals plus the points. Closing line value only. But yes, that is another best bet from your boy, Media Markus here. Week 10 NFL. So I'll be playing that as well. Arizona Cardinals plus the points versus division rival Seattle Seahawks. So, once again, though, Seattle plays really well on the road, not as well at home. You got a Cardinals team that's really been catching momentum and with Jacoby Brissett. But they are, once again, since 2019, the Cardinals are 29-13-2 against the spread as a road dog. So I'll be on the Cardinals for sure. That is 3 total best bets. Gave you guys Cardinals, Denver Broncos, RJ Harvey over 21.5 rushing yards. 3 best bets. And I got one more for you guys. Yes, me, Media Markus, one person, 4 best bets. Here's the last one. It's going to be the Detroit Lions. Closing line only, minus the points versus the Commanders. We know that Detroit, they didn't cover the line last week. I was on them. All right, cool. That's fine. I don't expect them to cover every game, but I do expect them to cover at a high rate. This is Detroit since Dan Campbell arrived as head coach. 54-26 against the spread in all games, 67%. That is the best in the business since 2021. So I'm always willing to back Detroit. I mean, they're 67.5% against the spread since Dan Campbell became the coach. You're winning 6.5, 6.7 games out of 10. I'll take that every day of the week. So I'll be on the Detroit Lions minus the points and the closing line value only versus the Commanders. That is the 4th best bet. Got 3 on spreads and 1 on the player prop tonight. That is RJ Harvey over 21.5 rushing yards. We're going to play the Denver Broncos minus the points at the closing line value. We're going to play the Detroit Lions minus the points at closing line value. And we're also going to take the Arizona Cardinals plus the points at what? Closing line value. So those are my 4 best bets for this weekend. The rest of the games, I really haven't gotten a deep dive yet. And I'll certainly get to it. But you know what? I also want to be disciplined and not get too crazy with the rest of these games. These are the ones that I like. These are the ones that meet my criteria. And I'll see if any more stats kind of come up and revisit some of the older stats that I have. But yes, that is it for What's the Line podcast. Andy of Consulting, Media Markus, your guy. Just gave you guys 4 best bets. We're going to play all of them this weekend. That's just how we roll. But yes, appreciate you all for listening, tuning in. Andy of Consulting. And let's get into the Media Markus version of the stream. Already told you guys about Thursday Night Football, so I gave you. Sorry about that. I gave you guys 4 best bets already. So take advantage of that. NFL coming up this week. Once again, it is the Cardinals plus the points. Detroit Lions minus the points. All closing line value only. Denver Broncos minus the points tonight, and RJ Harvey over 21.5 rushing yards tonight. But, all right, let's get into some things going around the world. Let me see what I got on the Rolodex today. First thing that pops to mind, first thing I saw this morning was ESPN Bet. ESPN Bet, they will be shutting down. December 1st, they will be done. So the end of this is the last month you can bet on ESPN Bet. Retro vibes, nostalgia, I guess at this point. ESPN Bet will be shut down by the end of the year. December 1st, they'll be done. But this is ESPN Bet. ESPN and Penn Entertainment have mutually agreed to early termination of $2 billion exclusive U.S. online sports betting agreement effective December 1st, 2025. All outstanding payments to ESPN will cease in the 4th quarter of 2025. Leading up to and following the termination date, ESPN will work with Penn to facilitate a transition from ESPN Bet to the Score Bet. Penn will continue to be an ESPN advertising client. Yeah, I mean, they were losing. Penn was losing a lot of money in this agreement. I mean, DraftKings and FanDuel own the market pretty much. I mean, I tell people all the time, like people only want to bet DraftKings and FanDuel. It's really true. There are so many books out there. I mean, that I take advantage of personally, but the common bettor, the common person who's placing a bet, which is most likely a parlay, they're not going to ESPN bet. They'll take advantage of the free bets that you give to sign up and all of that. You sign up for $10, you'll give me $150 in free bets. Sure, they'll take advantage of that, but after that, you usually go back to FanDuel or DraftKings. I even see that with me just recommending plays and people being like, "Oh, I don't have BetMGM or I don't have Fanatics or something like that," and it's just like, okay, so you're invested all in on these two sports books, and it is what it is. The market, these are the most popular sports books, and they have a lot of bonuses and things that people want to take advantage of, especially when you're talking about same game parlays. A lot of people place those. So it's the end of ESPN Bet as we know it with Penn Sports, and Penn will be transitioning to the Score. That'll be the new sports app. I don't know if they'll be giving free bets out there, but yes, and ESPN also announced a new deal with DraftKings today, so they'll be working together exclusively as they move on. ESPN does from Penn, and man, it's just the nature of the game. You're losing money. ESPN Bet has been losing money apparently over the last 2 to 3 years, and well, Penn has been losing money, and they agreed to terminate the agreement that they had, ESPN and Penn. Now ESPN will be working with DraftKings, one of the leaders in the sportsbooks industry. So we'll see what comes about it. I'll try to take advantage as much as I can. If I see free bets, anything like that, I'll tell you guys about it. As we always trying to make money here. I gave you guys some bets earlier in the stream about 5 or 7 minutes ago, or whatever. And yeah, I mean, if they're giving out free plays, I'll certainly take advantage of that. So I'll pass that along as I see it, deal of the day type of vibes. But yeah, that's the latest with ESPN and Penn betting as they're agree to mutually move on. We have a trailer today for the new Michael Jackson film. It was a very short trailer, unless I missed something. But I mean, we'll check that out for sure. We'll all check that out. But I think we can get back to that a little later. Some other things that I saw in the news today: Nancy Pelosi announces retirement from Congress after 40 years in the House of Representatives. So Nancy Pelosi moving on. She is officially retiring from Congress after 40 years in the House of Representatives. This is People reporting, the former Speaker of the House and still the only woman to serve in the position announced on Thursday, November 6th, that she won't be seeking re-election in a San Francisco-based district in 2026, putting an end to her 40-year career in Congress. So that's Nancy Pelosi. She's moving on, retiring from Congress after 40 years in the House of Representatives. Congratulations to her as she moves on from her position that she's held for 40 years. Holding a job for 40 years is crazy, but yeah, shout out to her. Congratulations to Nancy Pelosi as she moves on. Next thing in her career, I see a couple people more joining in. I know you guys are used to me talking sports betting. I've already played for tonight's game. I've already played RJ Harvey over 21.5 rushing yards. I like it up to 23.5. I've already played, well, I have not played yet, but I'll be playing the Denver Broncos minus the points. Denver Broncos, Sean Payton, head coach, 8-2 against the spread his last 10 games as a home favorite. The Raiders, who are coming off an overtime loss. Teams coming off overtime games that play on Thursday, 4-16 against the spread the last 20 instances. So we're going to fade that. But I'll be on the Denver Broncos 5 minutes before the game starts because closing line only. Like, I might get a shirt that says closing line only. That's the only way I rock. But yeah, I like the Arizona Cardinals as well. I'll be playing them plus 6.5 points versus Seattle. 29-13-2 against the spread are the Cardinals since 2019 is the division dog. NFC West division dog. If you know me, I play all of them. Like, I don't care. I'm going to play all of them. It's extremely profitable. So I'll be on the Cardinals this week plus the 6.5 like I was this past week against the Cowboys, plus the 3 points. Came home as they won outright. But yeah, NFC West Road Dog. If you don't know anything about me, know that I'll be betting every NFC West Road Dog. It's just what it is until further notice. So I've done that over the past 2-3 seasons. So very profitable. And another thing I like is the Detroit Lions, and not tonight. Detroit Lions this week minus the 8 points, 8.5. Dan Campbell, 67% against the spread as a head coach. The best in the business since he's arrived. Let's see what he is. Those are all games, so let's see what he is after a loss. He is, I believe he's after a loss, Dan Campbell, 21-9 against the spread, 70% he is after a loss. So I'm always willing to bet Dan Campbell. I'll be betting with him week 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17, or 18 as well, as long as they don't bench their starters. But yeah, playoffs, not as much. But yeah, I'm a Dan Campbell guy. He covers the spread, and I'm just willing to back him. So those are the plays this week as we continue to move on. Media Markets here. November 6, 2025. Shout out to my dog Bam Bam, man. May he rest in peace. But it was his birthday today, Bam Bam. My God, OGG. What else we got in the news headlines? I talked about ESPN Bet. I talked about Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, another thing that's happening right now, entertainment industry. Well, we got Tommy coming tonight. Force, Power Book Force, Tommy in Chicago. It is the final season 3 of the show. We know that he's going to be teaming up with Tariq coming after this. So this is last season. Tommy is Power Book Force. And yeah, I'm really excited for him. Tommy's been a staple in the Power universe for, nearly 2 decades. No, it's really about 1 decade. But a decade and a half, he's almost there. I think came out in 2013, but might have been 2016 that came out. But yes, Tommy Powerbook Force is back tonight, 12 a.m. Well, this tomorrow morning, November 7th. Very excited about that. I'm a Powerbook guy, not BMF. I'm a Powerbook guy. But yeah, speaking of Tommy, Joseph Sikora, I think his real name is. Onyx Collective's Reasonable Doubt, the very popular show Reasonable Doubt, has been renewed for season 4 at Hulu. This is Blex Media reporting. Hulu's Reasonable Doubt isn't slowing down any soon. The Onyx Collective legal drama has officially been renewed for a 4th season ahead of its season 3 finale, which streams November 13th. So this show is getting to a season 4. This show, continues to be around. It's very popular. This show is Reasonable Doubt, and they will see a season 4. And this show just continues to grow. We know Morris Chestnut is involved now. We got Tommy, Joseph, Sikora. I feel like I'm saying his last name wrong, but I'm very sorry. But yes, season 4 of Reasonable Doubt has been renewed at Hulu. So we'll see what they got going, especially ahead of their season 3 finale, which is coming up November the 13th. That is reported by Blex Media. So very happy for all the cast there, the staff, all of that. Another year in the green. Season 4 renewed. Reasonable Doubt at Hulu. But something that I don't know if I'm going to talk gaming. Yeah, I guess I could. Grand Theft Auto 6, for the gamers out there, Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed again. I feel like they've been talking about this coming out for so long. I'm talking about Grand Theft Auto 6 here. And it's been delayed again to November 2026. Apparently it was going to come out in May 2026. But now it's been pushed back again in November of next year, 2026. Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed. And I feel like they've been talking about this game coming out forever. I'm not a big gamer. I used to play this back in the day when I was a kid, preteen, teenager. I'm not really much of a gamer now, but this is big to the gamer community, Grand Theft Auto. And yeah, it's a 6th version. I remember when 3 and 4 were out, like nostalgic for sure. But yes, Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed again. It won't release until November of 2026. That is the latest here on Media Markets. November 6, 2025. I don't really have too much else for you guys. I've been here about 20 minutes now. I'm going to get out of here soon. Cut up these clips, especially the football ones. People might want to try to take advantage of those. So, yes, I like the Broncos tonight. I like RJ Harvey over And yeah, that's some of the latest in news, sports, and entertainment. I might have one more thing. Come on, P. Give the people what they want. Give the people what they want. Media Markets, November 6th, 2025. Um, we talked FAA yesterday, slowing down the planes. Nah. Well, this was interesting. Some news. So this is Black Information Network. Reporting this anti KKK law used to end Black scholarship program at UC San Diego. This is Black Information Network reporting a 19th century law created to protect Black Americans from racist violence has been invoked to end a scholarship program meant for Black students at the University of California, San Diego. The Pacific Legal Foundation, a conservative law firm, successfully argued that the scholarships program violated the KKK Act of 1871, a law passed after the Civil War to shield newly freed Black Americans from white supremacists, intimidation, and discrimination. Represented the foundation represented Kai Peters, a white transfer student who was ineligible for the scholarship, arguing that the program violated his civil rights. Legal scholars say the lawsuit weaponized a law meant to protect Black people to instead dismantle a program designed to support them. The decision forces UC San Diego to open the scholarship to all students, affecting its own mission to assist Black scholars. So that's the latest in scholarship news. UC San Diego anti-KKK law used to end Black scholarship program at UC San Diego. That is Black Information Network reporting. And yeah, hate to hear that. Hate to hear that, but that is kind of how the law works. I mean, people bring back things from centuries ago in certain states and stuff like that, and they'll use it to their advantage, twist it. I mean, that's just kind of how the law works. So, hate to see that because, but yeah, you see, I got a little brother who's a senior in high school, straight A student. We not going there. No, sir. No application for y'all. So, but that is the latest at UC San Diego. That is the latest Media Markets, man. November 6, 2025. I really appreciate you all for listening and tuning in. I'm going to jump off, cut up these clips, get my football people ready as the game starts in about 45 minutes. So let's get ready for that. RJ Harvey, over 21.5 rushing yards. Denver Broncos, minus the points at the closing line only. So that's for tonight. And yeah, let's get ready for some football. Appreciate you all for listening. Appreciate you all for tuning in. I'm your guy, Media Marcus. I'm off for the next couple of days. I'll be back Sunday, talk to you guys, see what's going on, and we'll review football. We'll see what's going on in the media. So, Media Marcus, I'm your guy here. Appreciate you all for listening and tuning in. I'll see you soon. Cheers.